Life doesn't stop moving, and neither should you. When the world knocks you down, when it feels like every door is slamming in your face, when the weight of failure sits heavy on your chest, stand back up. Not because it's easy, not because anyone is telling you to, but because that's what life demands of you. Every single day, the clock keeps ticking. The sun rises, the sun sets, and the world keeps turning. It doesn't pause for your struggles. It doesn't wait for you to catch your breath. But let me tell you something that's not a reason to despair. It's an opportunity. You see, as long as life keeps moving, you've got a chance. A chance to get back up, to fight for what's yours, to push forward even when it feels impossible. Getting knocked down isn't the end. It's a moment, a chapter, not the whole book. And the beauty of moments is that they pass. You might feel stuck, but that's only temporary. What's permanent is your will to rise again. Think about it, every person who's ever accomplished anything worth talking about has been knocked down at some point. They failed, they've fallen, but they didn't stay there. They stood up, not because they were fearless, but because they were determined. Now, standing back up isn't just about physical movement, it's a mindset. It's looking at the broken pieces of your life and deciding you're going to put them back together. Piece by piece, brick by brick. It's not glamorous, it's not quick, but it's powerful. Here's the truth: life isn't interested in how hard you've fallen, it's interested in how hard you're willing to climb back up. Every time you stand back up, you're telling the world, I'm still here. And that matters. That's what makes you unbreakable. There will be times when you feel alone in this fight. Times when you wonder if it's worth it. Let me tell you it is. Because standing back up isn't just about survival, it's about growth. It's about proving to yourself that you are stronger than any obstacle, any storm. Setback, any storm. You have to stop waiting for someone to pull you up. No one's coming. And that's not bad news, it's the best news, because it means the power to rise is already in your hands, it's in your heart. It's in every breath you take. All you have to do is decide. Decide that you're not going to stay down. Decide that this moment doesn't define you. Decide that you're going to keep moving. Life is relentless. It doesn't stop, and neither should you. Stand back up, no matter how hard you've been knocked down. Not for anyone else, but for you. Because you deserve to see what's on the other side of the struggle. You deserve to rise. Rebuilding begins with one simple, undeniable truth: the moment you have right now is all you've got. You can't rewind time, you can't undo what's been done, and you can't wish your mistakes away. But what you can do is take this moment and make it yours. You've got the power to claim it, to own it, to turn it into the foundation of your future. Your past. It's a teacher, not a prison. Every mistake, every misstep, every regret, those are lessons. They're not chains meant to hold you down, they're tools meant to build you up. But here's the thing: you've got to let go of the guilt, the shame, and the fear that come with them. You've got to stop looking back with regret and start looking forward with purpose. Think about it, every breath you take is proof that you're still here. That means you've still got a chance. A chance to rewrite the narrative, to break free from the story you've been telling yourself about who you are and what you're capable of. The past doesn't define you unless you let it. It's not the mistakes that hold you back, it's the belief that those mistakes are permanent. This moment, right here, is where your power lies. Not tomorrow, not next week, not someday. Now. You don't need a perfect plan to start rebuilding, you just need to take the first step. Maybe it's a small step, a decision, a change in attitude, a single action, but it's enough. The magic happens when you commit to the moment you're in and refuse to let the weight of your past crush the possibilities of your future. And let me tell you something, rebuilding isn't about perfection. It's messy, it's uncomfortable, and it's hard. But it's worth it. Every brick you lay in rebuilding your life carries the strength of your determination. Every effort you make is proof that you believe in yourself, even when it's tough. Stop waiting for permission to move forward. Stop waiting for someone else to tell you it's okay to let go of your past. You don't need anyone's approval. You just need to make a choice to step out of the shadows of what was and into the light of what could be. When you take ownership of this moment, you take control of your future. You stop living in the rearview mirror and start focusing on the road ahead. You recognize that every stumble, every failure was simply a setup for your comeback. So make this moment yours. Refuse to let the mistakes of yesterday rob you of the opportunities of today. Stand tall, look forward, and start rebuilding. Because your future is waiting and it's yours to claim. Growth lies on the other side of fear. It's not hiding behind comfort. It's not sitting safely where everything is familiar. Growth is out there, past the boundaries of what you know, waiting for you to walk through the fear that's holding you back. Fear isn't your enemy. It's a test. It's the thing that stands between where you are and where you're meant to be. Fear whispers lies in your ear, telling you that you're not good enough, that you'll fail, that it's safer to stay right where you are. But let me tell you something, every great thing you've ever wanted, every dream you've ever dared to dream, lies on the other side of that fear. Think about the moments in your life when you've truly grown. Were they easy? Were they comfortable? No, growth doesn't come from standing still. It doesn't come from playing small. Growth comes from the struggle, from the challenge, from stepping into the unknown even when your legs are shaking. Fear is going to show up every time you try to stretch beyond your limits. It's going to stand in your way like a big, immovable wall. But here's the truth, that wall isn't solid. It's made of smoke and mirrors, built by doubt and hesitation. The only way to know that is to walk right up to it, push on it, walk through it. That's where the breakthrough happens, not when you avoid fear, but when you face it head on. You have to stop thinking of fear as something to run from. Fear is a signal. It's telling you that you're standing at the edge of something important. It's telling you that what lies ahead has the power to change you. But you'll never know how much you can grow until you step forward. Here's the catch, walking through fear isn't something someone else can do for you. No one can hold your hand through it. It's your journey, your decision, your leap. And let me tell you, it's going to feel uncomfortable. It's going to feel risky. But on the other side of that fear is freedom, the freedom to be more, to do more, to do more, to live more. Growth is what happens when you break the chains that fear has wrapped around you. It's what happens when you stop asking, what if I fail, and start asking, what if I succeed? Because here's the thing, fear doesn't go away. It's always there. But the more you face it, the smaller it gets. So the question is, what are you going to do with your fear? Are you going to let it stop you? Or are you going to let it fuel you? The limits you think you have aren't real. The walls you think are holding you back aren't solid. Walk through the fear. Break through the limits. And watch yourself grow into everything you were meant to be. You cannot rebuild yourself with the same mindset that broke you. You can't expect change if you keep thinking the same way, making the same choices, or holding on to the same doubts. If the mindset you've been carrying brought you to your knees, it's not the one that's going to lift you back up. It's time to let it go. The way you see yourself determines how far you'll go. If you're stuck in a cycle of thinking you're not enough, that you don't deserve better, then guess what? You'll stay exactly where you are. That mindset, it's like a cage you built for yourself, but the key to that cage has always been in your hands. You just have to believe in your worth enough to use it. Rebuilding starts with your belief system. Do you believe you're worth the effort? Do you believe you're capable of the work it takes to create something better? Because if you don't, you'll sabotage yourself before you even begin. Let me tell you something, you are not your failures. You are not your mistakes. And you are definitely not the opinions of those who didn't believe in you. When you rebuild, you have to start from the inside out. That means facing the doubts, the fears, and the voices in your head that tell you you're not good enough. Those voices, they're liars, they're echoes of old wounds, old stories, and old ways of thinking. But you don't have to listen to them anymore. To rebuild, you have to adopt a mindset of growth. Stop thinking of failure as the end of the road and start seeing it as a stepping stone. Stop viewing challenges as obstacles and start treating them as opportunities to grow stronger. When you shift your perspective, everything changes. But here's the catch, you can't fake this. You can't just tell yourself you believe in your worth, you have to feel it. You have to own it. That means doing the work. It means forgiving yourself for the past. It means reminding yourself every day that you're not defined by what broke you, but by how you rise from it. Believing in your potential doesn't mean you ignore reality. It means you recognize that reality can change. Your circumstances don't define you. Your mindset does. And when you shift that mindset to one of possibility, of resilience, of self-worth, you become unstoppable. So what's it going to be? Are you going to keep circling the same drain, letting the same thoughts pull you under? Or are you going to break free? It starts with one decision to see yourself not as you were, but as you could be. You can't rebuild yourself with the mindset that broke you. But if you believe in your worth and your potential, you can create something stronger, something better, something unshakable. It's time to let go of the old and step into the new. The version of you that's waiting on the other side, they're worth it. Believe that. Discipline is a gift. It's not a punishment. It's not a burden. It's the key that unlocks the life you want. But too many people see it the wrong way. They think discipline is about restriction, about taking something away from yourself. No, discipline is about giving to yourself. It's about giving yourself the structure, the habits, the focus that builds the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. When you make a commitment to yourself, honor it every single day. Not just when it's convenient, not just when you feel like it. Because discipline isn't about feelings, it's about choices. Feelings will come and go, but the choices you make, they define you. Let me tell you something, success doesn't happen by accident. Nobody stumbles their way into greatness. Behind every victory, every achievement, every breakthrough is discipline. The quiet, consistent work done when no one's watching. The willingness to say, I'm going to show up for myself today, no matter what. Now, discipline isn't always glamorous. It's not the highlight reel. It's waking up early when your bed feels too good to leave. It's saying no to distractions when everything around you is screaming for your attention. It's choosing what you want most over what you want right now. And here's the thing, discipline isn't easy. If it were, everyone would have it. But just because it's hard doesn't mean it's impossible. The hard things are where the growth is. The hard things are where the magic happens. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you're strengthening yourself. You're proving to yourself that you can do it, that you're worth the effort. Stop thinking of discipline as something that takes away your freedom. Discipline is what creates freedom. When you're disciplined, you're in control. You're not a slave to bad habits, to procrastination, to excuses. You're running the show. And there's power in that. When you honor your commitments to yourself, you're sending a message. Not to the world, but to yourself. You're saying, I matter. My goals matter. My future matters. And when you start treating yourself like you matter, everything changes. You start to see results. You start to feel proud. And that pride, that's the fuel that keeps you going. But let me warn you, there will be days when discipline feels like the hardest thing in the world. Days when you'll want to quit, when the voice in your head will say, just skip it today. That's when you dig deep. That's when you remind yourself why you started. Discipline is a gift. It's the path to becoming the person you've always wanted to be. Honor it, respect it, embrace it. Because every time you show up for yourself, every time you make the hard choice, you're taking a step closer to the life you deserve. And that's worth everything. Start small. You don't need to move mountains overnight. You don't need to have it all figured out from the start. Too often we think greatness is about big leaps, about dramatic changes, but no. Greatness starts with the small steps, the little wins, the quiet victories that no one else may even notice. Small wins, they matter. They're proof that you're moving, that you're making progress. And progress, no matter how small, is still progress. You see, it's not about where you start, it's about the direction you're headed. Every step forward, no matter how tiny, is a step closer to the person you want to be, the life you want to live. Now, don't overlook those wins. Don't brush them off because they don't seem big enough. Celebrate them. If you set out to drink more water today and you did it, celebrate that. If you made it to the gym for just 15 minutes, celebrate that. If you finally made that phone call you've been avoiding, celebrate that. Because those little moments of success, they're the building blocks, they're the foundation of something bigger. But here's the thing, celebrating small wins isn't just about feeling good. It's about creating momentum. When you acknowledge your progress, you're reminding yourself that you're capable, that you're making things happen. And that feeling, that's what keeps you going. That's what makes you wake up the next day and say, what's my next step? Over time, those small wins turn into habits. And habits are what shape your foundation. They're what turn effort into routine, what turn trying into doing. You don't need to think about brushing your teeth every morning, it's just a habit. Imagine if working toward your goals felt the same way, if progress became automatic. That's what happens when you focus on small, consistent actions. Don't let anyone tell you that small doesn't matter. A single brick may not seem like much, but lay enough of them down, and you've got yourself a wall. Keep going, and you've built a house. The same is true for your life. Each small win is a brick in the foundation of the life you're creating. But here's the secret: patience. You can't rush this process. You can't expect to wake up one day and have it all figured out. Building something that lasts takes time. It takes dedication. It takes a willingness to keep going, even when the progress feels slow. So start small. Start where you are, with what you have. Don't get caught up in how far you have to go. Focus on the next step, the next win. Celebrate it, own it, and let it fuel you. Because those small wins, they're not just steps, they're the foundation of something unshakable. Keep stacking those bricks, and before you know it, you'll have built something remarkable. Something that lasts, something that's yours. Surround yourself with a circle that lifts you, challenges you, and believes in your vision. This isn't just advice, it's a necessity. The people you allow into your life will either push you closer to your purpose or pull you away from it. There's no in between. You can't carry the weight of your dreams and the dead weight of negativity at the same time. If the people around you don't see your vision, if they don't believe in it, you'll find yourself constantly second guessing and doubting. That doubt, it's poison. It'll seep into your mind, into your decisions, into your future. That's why your circle matters. The right circle will lift you. These are the people who see your potential even when you can't. They're the ones who remind you of your strength on the days when you feel weak. They don't let you settle for less, and they certainly don't let you quit. They'll tell you the truth, even when it's hard to hear, because they know it's what you need to grow. But it's not enough for them to lift you, they've got to challenge you too. Growth doesn't come from staying comfortable. You need people in your corner who push you to be better, who inspire you to reach higher. These aren't the ones who agree with everything you say. These are the ones who question you, who demand more from you, who won't let you take the easy way out. And above all, you need a circle that believes in your vision. Not just in a polite, surface level way, but fully, deeply, unshakably. These are the people who understand where you're going, even if you're not there yet. They don't just cheer for you, they walk with you. They invest their time, their energy, and their support in your journey because they believe in what you're building. Now, let's be real, finding this kind of circle isn't easy. Not everyone is meant to go where you're going. Some people will misunderstand your dreams, belittle your goals, or try to hold you back because your growth makes them uncomfortable. It's okay. Let them go. Not everyone is meant to be part of your story. Protect your energy. Choose your circle with intention. Surround yourself with people who match your ambition, your values, your drive. Because when you have the right people around you, you'll find strength you didn't know you had. You'll take risks you wouldn't have dared to take on your own. You'll rise higher, not just because of your own efforts, but because of the people pushing you forward. Remember this, your circle is your environment. It's the soil in which you grow. Choose wisely. Surround yourself with those who lift you, challenge you, and believe in you, and there's no limit to what you can achieve. With the right people by your side, the impossible starts to look possible. And that's when you truly begin to soar. You've got to silence that inner voice of doubt. We all have it, the voice that creeps in when you're about to step up, when you're about to take a chance. It tells you that you're not enough, that you can't do it, that you'll never be good enough to make it. But here's the truth, that voice is lying to you. You are capable. You are capable. You are stronger than you think. And the moment you start believing that is the moment everything changes. The first step is recognizing that voice for what it is. It's fear. It's insecurity. It's a collection of old wounds, old stories, and old beliefs that you've let define you. But fear is not the truth. Insecurity is not the truth. The truth is that you've got everything you need inside you to overcome any challenge, to reach any goal. You just have to believe it. See, doubt is a natural part of being human. We all face it. We all question ourselves. But the difference between those who make it and those who don't is how they deal with that doubt. You've got to make a choice. When that voice of doubt starts talking, you've got to talk back. You've got to say, no, I am capable. I've been through too much to quit now. I've got the strength to handle this. Now, this isn't about being perfect. It's not about never failing. You will stumble. You will fall. But that doesn't mean you're weak. That doesn't mean you're a failure. That means you're human. And what matters is what you do next. You don't stay down. You get up, dust yourself off, and keep going. Because you are stronger than you think. You see, your strength isn't about physical power or being the toughest person in the room. Your strength is about resilience. It's about your ability to rise, to keep moving forward, even when the odds are stacked against you. It's about knowing that no matter how tough it gets, you've got the mental and emotional muscle to push through. When you replace doubt with belief in yourself, you start to see the world differently. You stop holding back, stop second guessing every move. You start taking action, making decisions with confidence. You understand that every challenge is an opportunity to prove to yourself just how strong you are. You see failure as a lesson, not a defeat. But you have to make it a habit. Every day you've got to choose to silence that voice of doubt. Every day you've got to speak the truth to yourself. I am capable. I am strong. I will not quit. And the more you say it, the more you believe it, the more it becomes your reality. So the next time that voice of doubt starts talking, you got to shut it down. Replace it with the truth you are capable. You are stronger than you think. You've got what it takes to make it, and you will make it. Keep that truth in your heart, and nothing will stop you. Rebuilding is not about perfection, it's about progress. Too often, we get caught up in this idea that if we can't do it perfectly, we might as well not do it at all. We think that to rebuild, to start over, to become better, it has to be flawless. But let me tell you something, perfection is a lie. It's an illusion. You don't have to be perfect to make progress, you just have to keep moving. Think about it. Every single step you take, no matter how small, is a step forward. You might not be where you want to be yet, but you're moving in the right direction. And that's what matters. Progress is about momentum. It's about doing something every day that moves you closer to where you want to go. It doesn't matter how fast you're going, as long as you're going. People get frustrated when they're rebuilding because they want results right now. They want instant transformation. But the reality is, real change takes time. It's a process. It's messy. It's not going to be a straight line from where you are to where you want to be. There are going to be setbacks. There are going to be moments when you feel like giving up. But that's not the end. It's just part of the journey. Every time you pick yourself up after a setback, you're making progress. Every time you try again, you're moving forward. The mistakes, the failures, they're not roadblocks, they're lessons. They're what make you stronger. They show you what doesn't work so you can figure out what does. And if you keep going, you'll look back and realize how far you've come. Perfection keeps you stuck. It keeps you focused on what you don't have, what you haven't achieved, what you're still missing. But progress celebrates what you've done, no matter how small. Progress sees every step forward as a victory. It's not about getting everything right, it's about showing up, doing the work, and improving little by little. The road to rebuilding yourself isn't easy. It's not supposed to be. If it were, everyone would be doing it. But you're different. You're willing to push through the hard days. You're willing to keep moving even when it feels like nothing is happening. And that's where the power lies, in the persistence, in the determination to keep going. So stop worrying about being perfect. Stop stressing about the big picture and focus on today. What's one thing you can do today that will move you forward? That's the question you need to ask yourself. Every step you take is progress. And when you keep moving, even in the face of difficulty, you'll be amazed at how much you accomplish. Keep going. Every step forward matters. Gratitude transforms lessons from pain into stepping stones for greatness. You can't get to the top without facing challenges, without feeling pain, without going through moments that make you question everything. But here's the thing, those moments, those struggles, they're not there to break you. They're to teach you. And the moment you understand that, the moment you choose to be grateful for those lessons, everything changes. When you go through tough times, it's easy to get lost in the hurt. It's easy to let the pain consume you, to let it define you. But if you let that happen, you'll never move forward. You'll be stuck in the past, in what went wrong, in what you didn't have or what you lost. And that's not where greatness lives. Greatness lives in the lessons you learn along the way, in the resilience you build, in the wisdom you gain through hardship. So how do you transform that pain into something positive? It starts with gratitude. You've got to find something to be thankful for in every struggle. Now, I'm not saying you need to be grateful for the pain itself, but be thankful for what that pain teaches you. Every time you face adversity, you have a choice. You can either let it defeat you or you can use it as fuel to rise higher. And when you choose gratitude, you're choosing to use that pain as a stepping stone. Gratitude shifts your perspective. It's easy to focus on what you don't have or what you've lost, but gratitude forces you to see what you've gained. Maybe you've gained strength you didn't know you had. Maybe you've gained clarity about what truly matters. Maybe you've gained a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you. Those are the things that matter. Those are the things that build the foundation of greatness. But here's the catch: you can't wait until everything is perfect to be grateful. You have to choose gratitude every single day, even when things aren't going the way you want. Be grateful for the challenges. Be grateful for the growth. Be grateful for the setbacks, because they're teaching you how to persevere, how to get back up, how to keep moving forward. As you rise higher, as you chase your goals, there will be moments when the journey feels heavy. You'll feel like quitting. But if you can find gratitude in those moments, if you can find a way to appreciate the process, you'll find strength you didn't know you had. Gratitude doesn't just change your perspective, it changes your energy. It transforms every struggle into an opportunity to grow. So don't just focus on the destination, appreciate the journey. Every challenge, every lesson, every victory, no matter how small, is part of your story. And as you rise higher, as you move closer to your goals, be thankful for the path you're on, because it's shaping you into the person you're meant to become. In the end, it all comes down to this: you have the power to shape your journey. The pain, the setbacks, the challenges, they're not there to break you, but to build you. Each step, each lesson, each moment of growth brings you closer to the person you're meant to be. Gratitude doesn't just change your mindset, it transforms your entire experience. When you choose gratitude, you choose strength, resilience, and the power to rise higher. So embrace the journey. Be thankful for the lessons, the growth, and the people who challenge you. Because every step you take, every obstacle you overcome, is not just part of your story, it's the foundation for your greatness. Keep moving forward, keep learning, and keep rising. You are stronger than you think. And with gratitude in your heart, there's nothing you can't overcome.